whatever. I was gonna have to get the gilded sword anyway. Might as well be able to use a Song of Time once I'm far off in Snowbutt Temple instead of wasting time with the Song of Time or the Song of Soaring twice. Although I also wasted time by not getting this while I was in the vicinity, but whatever. I'm tired and I'm sort of disoriented from it freezing earlier, so cut me a break. What? Yes, go off at a right angle anytime you brush up against anything Goron. That's a good strategy. Anyway, another one of these little geeky guys. This one willing to do business with Gorons. Thanks for stopping by. I have a thingy. Give me your bomb rag and a rupee. I'll give you an even bigger bomb bag. How useful. Basically, saved me a trip to the bank. I wonder if I'm gonna have to grind it all to get that heart piece. I hope not. Once I get the Giant's Wallet, I should start knocking out some pretty big numbers there, but I don't know. It should only take me like 5 or 6 more cycles after that to beat the game. Not that that really means anything, as a cycle can take basically as long as I want it, and that was weird. I didn't know red rubies could come out of there. Actually, I think I did get one once before, but meh. And also, this is what the Goron Pound can do. Flip over Tektites and, more importantly, turtles, which you can't hurt otherwise. I didn't dick around in this area nearly as much as I did in my practice run, but there are like a bunch of turtles under snowballs or something when it's still icy. I guess that makes perfect sense. Turtles lived in the mountains. Classic mountain turtle thing that is. Anyway, the Goron animation for songing upsets me because it doesn't really sync up with the tempo of the song, and he continues doing it long after the song stops. Whereas other characters, well, I guess the Deku might do that also, but whatever. Also, that chimney looks really weird. Looks like almost Wind Waker style or something, all cartoony. Anyway. I kept you waiting, but it's done, see? Your razor sword has turned into an orange sword. Newly forged, your sword is a creamsicle. There it is. You can't make a sword that no matter how many times you use it, it'll never use its edge. Try it. Also, I use a tiny bit of most of the gold dust. Oh, thank you. So I can't really tell because I can't see one way or the other, but he might have made him fists and a hammer out of gold, but it was already like pretty goldish bronze anyway, and maybe he was just randomly roaring to punctuate the sentence of he ripped you off, but oh well. Again, I don't really care. I'd rather have the gilded sword than the anything else. Anyway, let's just get this feller. Whoops, I thought I could jump attack it. And now it's just a hop, skip, and jump to Snowhead Temple, and we can get the last Great Fairy thing for... I have no idea what it's the last of. I suppose we are technically past the halfway point for the fairies, despite the fact the first one I only had to collect 1 for. And oh look, it's bigger on apologizing, and also like 5 times bigger. And instead of apologizing, he just says, "Oh, I don't remember anything. I don't know if this is true or a dream." Blah, blah, blah. Apparently, generic Skull Kid magic made him forget his identity and try to blow off intruders into the Snowhead Temple. And I have no idea what it's temping, because all that was in there was got and a bunch of things. Yeah, well, I guess that's not where I'd want to draw problems with logic with your games. There is one thing I could try, but it wouldn't be overwhelmingly useful to me. In fact, it would ruin some of my other sequence breaking, so meh, never mind. Pretend I didn't say anything. Oh, wise young one, I have the great fairy of wisdom. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. As thanks, I shall enhance your magic power. And this is pretty much the most useful of all the great fairy magics, because magic meter is the only thing you really need that much of. I mean, you don't need that much, obviously, but it is helpful because, I mean, hopefully no one cares about the spoilers, but basically the first thing was just a bigger spin attack, which is pretty helpful, but not really anything that'll save you that much time. This is double magic. The next temple gives you double hearts, which I mean, if you're collecting heart pieces, you won't need that, and if you're good at the game, you won't need that, and there's really no punishment for a game over, so it doesn't really matter all that much. And, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I just want to finish talking, I guess. And, the last Great Fairy gives you the Great Fairy Sword, which is like, what if you wanted your gilded sword, except like 1.5 times stronger, and I don't know, I've never actually used it, but I assume it's impractical because it takes up a C button slot and you can't use your shield. Not that I ever used my shield anyway. So I have 35 rupees. I'm pretty much willing to part with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything at all I could do, but it doesn't seem like it so much. So okay, I don't know what I did wrong the first time there, but okay, I got the fairies, beat the temple, got the thingy, got the doohickey. Yeah, I'm fine. So you may be wondering, what area in the overworld can you now get to as a Goron? Could the Goron break through the gates that are blocking off Icana Canyon or the Great Bay? Well, technically, yes. If you want to do a Goron jump while a bomb's about to explode, you can get over, I think, both of those barriers, which is actually a funny exploit, which I might be trying, except I'm not going to, because these are not things you try the first time while recording. Okay, I'm not sure if this will come back to bite me, but I do kind of want this for things. I mean, there are some times of this I'm gonna want all the time I can get, and other times where I'm going to want it to be moving at normal speed or faster. I do have quite a lot in store for this part. I'm glad I have the gilded sword, because that's going to make... Alright, there's this wondrous little journey. Because I only need enough money to buy powder keg, which is a whopping 50 rupees. In here, if I'm not sorely mistaken, I will have far too many extra rupees than I know what to do with. Well, you may have been seeing in this games area of Clocktown, there was one game shop I have not entered yet, and that was the treasure chest shop, and if it's a treasure chest, it must be good, right? Yeah, I'm sure it is good, because it's not something that took me too many tries for no real reason. Pisses me off too much. So, even though this is a different dimension, she retains her role as the arbitrarily way too hard minigame hostess, I guess. Anyway, this appears on a random place on the checkerboard, and then walls appear in random places on the checkerboard, and you have to not hit walls. It is either very easy or very hard, depending on how you do it, and apparently it's very easy. Well, that was quite nice. I'm glad I had the trouble off camera than on. Anyway, for a Goron you get a heart piece, for everyone else you get rupees or something. It's pretty worthless. Yeah, that was excellent. That was lucky, but oh well. And also she hits on the Zora, which I might come back and try that out just to see what she says, but that will be for a later date. Anyway, the bomb shop's over in East Clocktown, so naturally let's go to North Clocktown, and for some reason I always call West Clocktown East Clocktown because it looks like a guy, and that looks sort of like a backwards E, except not at all. Or I don't know, it sort of looks like a lowercase e, so I always call it E Clocktown in my brain. And also I like doing this too much. Okay, and there's a Goron over here who will sell you this giant bomb behind him, right? I like that bomb. I've been approved! No, no, no. Oh, well. No, I've been approved. Do I get to break that with a fire? Okay, I did not know that happened. I thought it was... Oh, okay, well. Who didn't see that coming?